Well, hello, I'm John Osborn. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of TRADA, specifically Building and Product Services, and welcome to Unum Valley. TRADA has its roots over 80 years ago in an organisation that was set up to support the construction industry and very specifically the timber industry. It has its roots in research and consultancy, and certainly over the last 19 years or so, the TRADA brand has grown to become a globally recognised international brand in the fields of both technical services such as testing and consultancy, and more recently in areas such as product certification and management system certification. Yes, I mean, we're really excited about FIREX this year because it's going to be our biggest presence ever. We have a very large stand, and we've split it really into two key areas. We have our normal area where we will be demonstrating good and bad practice with things like fire door installation and service penetration installation. Many of our team will be there to explain to people what we do and how we can help, how we can assist. The second area that's really quite exciting for us is our demonstration zone. And in that area we've chosen to actually build a full-scale cross-corridor setup so that we can actually show a lot of these products in their natural environments, as it were, so people can really understand where fire protection comes into play in a modern building. And so we'll be looking at cross-corridor doors, we're looking at penetration sealing systems, reaction to fire properties of materials. We've got some exciting exhibits where we've actually burnt specimens, and people love to see what a specimen does look like after a fire resistance test. So we've got doors and glazing and penetration seals, all of which people can see why it's so important to get this right because of what they experience in a fire scenario. The other thing we'll be doing is we'll be exhibiting alongside us, we'll be having a presence from the main industry associations, so we'll be promoting their best practice guides. So the best practice guides of ASTMA and the Glass and Glazing Federation and the Association for Specialist Fire Protection, all of those on our stand so that we can actually encourage people that the support and guidance is out there. The trade associations are doing a fantastic job in actually generating information and making it digestible for their members, and they really want to share that, and any opportunity we have to link some of these exciting demonstrations with the ongoing benefits of the trade associations and their support for industry, I think is really, really important. So working together with them, I think, is how we get maximum impact, maximum support for industry. The main thing we're wanting to achieve at FIREX is just to let people know there are organisations such as ours and the trade associations out there to help them. At the end of the day, as I said earlier, it's a challenging environment, fire protection, and it does worry people, and quite rightly, because it's an area of life safety. And when you're in that situation, it can feel a little bit daunting as to what your responsibilities are. And what we're trying to do is say, well, actually, there are people out there who can help. And it's not all about how many pounds you spend. It's about information that's out there that you can gain ready access to. You can do a lot of the work for yourself. You can self-educate very easily. And then when you do get stuck, you'll remember the TRADA brand. Hopefully you'll remember those burnt doors or the cross-corridor scenario, and you'll go, okay, I now know who to talk to. I don't need to be stuck. I don't need to worry about this. I can talk to the experts. So it's making people know there's a degree of information out there they can access themselves, and there is expertise that they can refer to when they get stuck. Yeah, no, the live fire door test at FIREX is a really exciting development for us. We're going to live stream a 30-minute fire resistance test directly into the auditorium. We're going to then provide a live commentary over the top of that so people can really start to see what these products are going through during the product approval process. I think it's quite difficult unless you've seen a fire test or you've seen the aftermath of a real fire to appreciate quite what the levels of stress in terms of fire are for these door sets. And so it will give people an opportunity to ask questions, to really understand what's going on, and to see how the different components in the door set play critical roles during the fire resistance test in providing that protection. So I think it will stick in people's minds. I think it will be a memorable event in that respect, and hopefully communicate a lot of the key issues. Well, I think the demonstration zone is really important in that respect, because we run installer training as part of the offerings that we make. And it's really important for people to actually see what we're talking about. You can sit in a classroom and see pictures, and you can talk about principles of good quality installation. But it's not until you see what's really talking about when we say, what happens if you do it badly? What happens if you do it well? And when you have two specimens that look fundamentally identical, and then you say to them, well, this is what happened to one, and this is what happened to the other, and they're identical test conditions, because this one wasn't installed correctly. I think it's really important to understand that fire doors, for example, if you take a 60-minute fire door, you can do years and years of testing to develop that 60-minute performance. If it's badly installed, it's likely to fail in 12 minutes. Through no fault of the fire door design whatsoever, but through poor installation. So installation and product performance go hand in hand. And if you separate them or you forget one or the other, then you're going to have very significant failures. But done correctly, the product will survive, it will do its job, it will create the life protection situations that we crave in fire protection. Well, I think it's really important to conduct fire resistance tests, because what you're doing is you're evaluating a product for life safety. And evaluating a product for life safety through testing just gives you complete confidence in its likely performance. It will also give you absolute peace of mind as a manufacturer that the product that you're designing or building is fit for its end purpose. As a purchaser or a consumer of these products, it also gives you confidence that they have gone through a vigorous testing and evaluation process. And so a real fire resistance test is a fundamental part of the evaluation package. It's really important to promoting quality life safety with these products. Well, that's an interesting area, because we have conducted over the years a number of research projects and worked with the government and other testing bodies to actually look at things like when, in reaction to fire, we adopted the new European standards. We looked at how do you evaluate the new European standard performance relative to the British standard performance to allow there to be some comparability in the building regulations. So that was how we were able to contribute to the evolution of the building regulations and approved document B. Another example is when the European standard for fire doors came into play, there was a lot of concern that products would have to change significantly, and that would create a big cost, a big burden on industry. By the testing that we did, we were able to evaluate how much product design change would have to occur, and then be able to do calculations as to how that would change the cost of product for both the manufacturing process and to the end consumer. So we're forever conducting testing that helps to develop the understanding of how products are going to work in the real marketplace, and keeping up to terms with changes in building practice, because building regulations have to adapt to building practice, and until you actually test novel products and understand novel products, you can't understand what impact they might have on the fire safety of the building. The latest exciting development is becoming part of the Exover Group, and that means that our scope of services and our global reach has just expanded massively over the very short period that we've been part of that group. So that's a really, really exciting development, and hopefully for our clients will mean that they can get access to a much broader range of services and have a larger global footprint, which means hopefully they can get access to those services wherever they happen to be in the world. So really exciting.